Figured I'd do a speech since I didn't get on Easy Speak because I don't know how to anymore, so I don't remember the password. So we're going to get that all taken care of. Well, good morning, everybody. As you know, I just retired on Friday. So I really look pissed and bummed, and I'm not. So I had about, 20-something family members and friends in college, high school, you name it, come into town. So it was awesome, plus my Toastmaster friends, you name it. But I learned a lot about what there is to do in Colorado. Because, the Andersons cannot sit still for one day. So I had people come in starting on Friday, and they just left yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So, if you didn't know, you can always start out your evening by going to the Keg restaurant in Manitou Springs, and it is the killer cheesy bread, which is awesome. And then they have the fancy schmancy beer for my brother-in-law, and then just the regular Bud Lights or whatever for me. So that's one good place. I had a retirement party for family and close friends right after mine at the Townhouse, which is in Manitou Springs. They have a nice patio, and they will actually do a party for you, make really good pizzas. Turned out it was my old Roadrunner pizza guy that used to make deliveries to my house, and he was the guy making the pizzas. I'm like, sweet, I know they're gonna be great. So you can do that. You can also, there's a zip lining in Manitou which has like 5 lines, and it's a little bit more expensive than the one at Cave of the Winds, which I guess you can get a 2-for-1 deal. Cave of the Winds has 2 zip lines, but you also get a tour of Cave of the Winds. My brother-in-law, who's 6'6", 6'5", somehow didn't get a stalagmite or stalactite in his head. They love that, so I learned about that. You can go hiking through Red Rock Canyon, which I did 2 different types of tours. Those for people in shape and those that were out of shape when we just went down and then had a ride pick us up. Those that were chauffeur come get to the bottom of the hill. While you're in Red Rocks, you can see people climbing rocks, which I've seen before, but I did not know that you can climb a rock when you are 2 years and younger. So there is a little tiny 2-year-old with all the stuff on, crushing it. It was her second time doing it. Wow. So that's something interesting to look for. My cousin Kurt says, he's from Washington, D.C. He says, Janie, are there really bears and mountain lions out here? I said, well, sometimes. So they come over for dinner, they leave my house, they turn the corner, and there's a bear walking up the street. Yes, wildlife, way to make it happen for my family. And then the next morning, they're like, oh, there's a deer, one deer. I'm like, usually there's like 12 deer across. But then little Bambi comes rolling out of the house with the spots on, and they're like, this is so cool and beautiful to live here. Since the train is closed and nobody had enough time or energy to climb Pikes Peak, you can still drive to Pikes Peak, I guess you have to stop and then get a shuttle or something at the top. And I guess they have the best donuts on the top of Pikes Peak, but my family said, they're okay. They're East Coasters, what can I say, right? But you can always catch some snow up there and everything else. So they thought it was pretty cool, but they wish they had bought that little oxygen thing. Some of them struggled. Maybe they drank too much the night before, I don't know, or had energy. Then, you can go to Colorado Wine and Restaurant. It's up the pass, I guess has great buffalo burgers and wine. You can sit on a lovely patio. But the waitress might come up behind you and go, don't scream, but there's a bear coming down the hill. So my friends from college got to see a bear, another bear. Then there's always Cripple Creek. You can go and lose, $50 in about 15 minutes and come into the taxes, but you can get some nice food. But what 2 of sets, a group, including me, I'd never been there, the Molly Kathleen mines, the gold mines. You can do a tour where you go down in this shaft, and it's bad when the guy says, as it's kind of oh boy. And it's worse in an elevator. I mean, you were like tight. They packed me in there, 7 of us in there. But I learned that there are some donkeys that lived in the bottom of the mines that used to carry the little carts, of gold and everything. But it's really a cool tour. It's like $25, but they show you all the old tools that were used to blast out the rocks and the diamonds. And it also shows you demos where the new, in there. And then I learned that Molly Kathleen or whatever is the only mine in Colorado named after a woman. And she just went for a hike, sat on a rock, saw some looks like gold in a rock, and so she brings it down, and her family says, this is the place. And there was all these miners trying to find a place. Art, I know you know history, so you probably know way more than me about this. But, so they said she couldn't name it after her. And her husband was a lawyer, so he took care of that stuff, which is good. And there are some donkeys at the top of Kirkville Creek, if you didn't know. I knew they had donkey races and stuff, but I didn't know the history. So like I said, there were donkeys underneath the mine, but then somebody was smart enough to say, that's not very humane to the animals. So I guess all those donkeys running around Kirkville Creek are not owned by anybody. They are owned by the community, and everybody's supposed to feed them and take care of them. So my crazy college friends found the free food, and they start feeding them, which is so nice. And there's like 6 of them coming around being nice and gentle and all that stuff. But then they were out of food. So they start walking back to their car, and all of a sudden, the donkeys start following them. The next picture I see on Facebook is my friend pinned against a fence like this with the donkeys trying to get food. No lie, you can't make this up. And then Jean, the one that was really nicely feeding them, she decides to walk a different route, and Nancy and her cousin are behind the cars, and a donkey bites her. She got bit by a donkey. You think they were smart enough to get medical? No. So then they finally make it to their car, and they try to drive away, and the donkeys are surrounding them, and then they turn around and like stare in the hood like they're gonna attack them. So those are just a few things that I would recommend doing in Colorado if you have family or friends coming around, but I don't know that I will ever feed the donkeys. I will call the chief and send him some pictures. I have evidence and say, I want to file assault charges. That is what I have for you this morning.